Vincenzo, I heard you were late on your payments today. As the Don says, no money, no life. Your mama brought you into this world, but I can take you out of this timeline. Speaking of timelines, where exactly does Mafia Old Country fit in the Mafia series? And is it worth it? Hey, welcome to my channel everyone, I'm the Global Cherry and we'll be discussing this today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe after the video, Karuzu.
We do not always get to choose what we do.
We can choose who we are.
And who are you, Enzo?
In Sicily, poverty and lawlessness gave rise to the mafia, bound by the Code of Omerta, and filling the gap where no police existed. By 1904, children were forced into the sulfur mines of San Celeste. Among them was Enzo, the main protagonist of Mafia Old Country, sold at age 5 to cover his father's gambling debts. Enzo and his friend Gaetano dreamed of freedom and escaped to Empire Bay. Gaetano kept a postcard from his uncle overseas, a promise of a better life. After a deadly cave-in, Enzo escaped the Spadaro crime family and was rescued by Don Torrisi. He worked in the vineyards, trained under Luca, befriended the Don's nephew Cesare, and soon fell in love with Isabella, the Don's daughter. Enzo joined the family's operations, racing horses and collecting debts with Luca and Cesare, eventually visiting a lemon farm possibly tied to Tommy Angelo's father. This also makes sense as Tommy was born in San Celeste as well, in Sicily. His family moved stateside to Lost Heaven after the foreclosure of his family's plantation. Maybe Tommy's father was sick of paying the Torrisi Mafia.
You want to point that at someone? Point it at me!
Later, Enzo and the group traveled to Port Almaro, meeting Don Nicolo and a young Leo Galante.
We have enlisted the finest counterfeiter in all of Italy to engrave our printing plates.
As the Torrisi Mafia began to expand into counterfeiting, Enzo and Cesare freed Giuseppe, Napoli's best forger, from police custody. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but in Empire Bay, it came straight out of Giuseppe's basement press. This set the stage for Enzo's rise and for the Mafia saga itself.
There's nothing suspicious about me. I'm just an innocent cabin boy, sir.
The story of Mafia 1 and Definitive Edition then shifts to Lost Heaven. In 1926, Tommy Angelo worked as a cab driver. 4 years later, he was forced by Polly and Sam to help them escape after a deal with Morello's men went wrong. Salieri paid him back for his damaged cab and later protected him from Morello's thugs. Tommy then joined the Salieri family, burning Morello's cars, carrying out hits, and even winning the Marino Grand Prix. He fell in love with Sarah, Luigi's daughter, and married her. But as the war with Morello escalated, Tommy was ordered to not only kill a woman who changed her loyalties, but also his friend Frank, Salieri's consigliere.
That you could
Consigliere. I can't pronounce this. He also eliminated Morello's brother and eventually Morello himself, giving Salieri control of the city by 1938. Greed and betrayal followed. After a bank heist with Polly, Tommy discovered Polly murdered, and his friend Sam ordered to kill him on Salieri's orders. Tommy stops him, severs all ties with the Salieri family, and turned to Detective Norman, trading his testimony for his family's safety. He entered witness protection in Empire Bay.
That family is our greatest weakness, but it's also our greatest strength.
But in 1951, at his daughter's wedding, 2 men gunned him down. He died smiling, knowing his family would live on. His devotion to his family was not only his strength, but also his undoing. Who murdered him was the mystery, but we will know in Mafia 2. Next comes the story of Vito Scaletta. His family fled Sicily for Empire Bay, but poverty crushed them. His father worked himself into an early grave, leaving debts behind. With his friend Joe Barbero, Vito drifted into petty crime until he was arrested and drafted into World War II. In Sicily, he fought with the 504th Parachute Infantry, where he first encountered Don Carlo. After being wounded, he returned to Empire Bay on leave. Joe forged discharge papers and Vito began working for Derek Pappalardo at the docks. Joe introduced him to Giuseppe, now an older black market supplier who sold weapons and lockpicks. Vito's first true step into the mafia life. He worked with the Clemente family, carrying out hits and earning enough to pay off his family's debts, but a ration-stamped scheme sent him to prison.
You're gonna help us out, kid. In return, you'll be under my protection.
There, he met an older Leo Galante who trained him to survive, Irish mob head Brian O'Neill, and cut his sentence short. Released in 1952, Vito reunited with Joe, now working under Carlo Falcone. Vito helped assassinate Don Clemente with a hotel bombing, but the Irish mob retaliated, burning his house down. Henry Tomasino joined Falcone, but was secretly ordered to kill Leo. Vito warned Leo, saving his life and winning his loyalty. Soon after, Henry was exposed as an FBI informant and murdered by the triads. With debts piling up and alliances collapsing, the underworld descended into chaos around Vito. One of Vito's contracts to pay off his debts involved assassinating Tommy Angelo, who betrayed the Salieri family years earlier. In time, Vito discovered Derek Pappalardo ordered his father's murder and wiped him and his men out at the docks. Vito and Joe stole from the Vinci family to pay their debts, but every family turned on them. Leo offered protection if Vito killed Falcone. At the planetarium, Joe was ordered to betray him but chose loyalty, and together they killed Falcone. Still, Leo revealed the deal only covered Vito. Joe was taken away and Vito never learned his fate. DLC stories for Mafia 2 focused on additional stories like Joe Barbero's time while Vito was in prison, cementing his place in Falcone's family until reuniting with Vito. Some fans speculate Joe may have Torrisi blood, but I think Isabella's child could actually be tied to another character. Mafia 2 Mobile also focuses on a side story featuring Marco Russato in 1938, tying into Salieri's regime after Tommy Angelo's betrayal and how Tommy's whereabouts were found. In Mafia 3, the timeline then shifts to New Bordeaux. Lincoln Clay, born in 1945, was abandoned as a child before being raised by Sammy Robinson and his family. After serving in Vietnam with the Special Forces, Lincoln returned home in 1968. His skill and ruthlessness caught the attention of CIA operative John Donovan, who became both his handler and close ally. Sammy owed money to Sal Marcano, the city's mafia boss. To pay it off, Lincoln joined a Federal Reserve heist during Mardi Gras with Ellis, Danny Burke, and Sal's son Giorgio. The job succeeded, but Marcano betrayed them, murdering Sammy, Ellis, and Danny, and leaving Lincoln for dead. Lincoln survived and swore revenge. With John Donovan, he recruited Cassandra, leader of the Haitian mob, Thomas Burke, who lost his rackets to Marcano, and Vito Scaletta from Mafia 2, now sent to New Bordeaux by the Commission with Leo Galante's blessing. Lincoln saved Vito from implications caused by Marcano's nephew, Michael Greco, forging a powerful alliance. The shadow of Joe Barbero still haunted Vito. Believed to be dead, Joe had in fact survived and have been absorbed in the Vinci family, though Vito never knew the truth. Lincoln dismantled Marcano's empire, discovering the Federal Reserve heist was really about counterfeiting plates to break free of the Commission. In the end, Lincoln killed Marcano and seized his empire. Depending on your choices, he can rule, leave, or die. In one ending, Leo Galante arrives in New Bordeaux with Joe as a chauffeur, but the darkest outcome ties back to the Mafia's roots. Father James, believing Lincoln had become no better than Marcano, plants a car bomb and kills him. Once again, another man who rose too high is swallowed by violence, and so the Mafia timeline runs full circle. From Enzo in San Celeste to Tommy in Lost Heaven, Vito in Empire Bay, and Lincoln in New Bordeaux, every path leads back to Sicily to San Celeste, the birthplace of the Mafia. What do you think of Mafia Old Country and its story within the series? Let me know in the comments below. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe for more content like this, like the video, and let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and that's all.